Hi and welcome to my channel. I am happy to present a new how-to video where I show you how I will change my rear tire when I am alone and while traveling. I will mostly do my tire changes myself just because I find it gives me some confidence to know that I can do it once I'm alone on the road somewhere and far away from a mechanic. In this case, I was at a campground in Tisnit in Morocco, and I was changing tires from the Metzeler Sahara Enduro 3 to a Mitas E07 Plus, which is known to be a very, very tough tire to put on, and it was. I was very happy with the Metzeler tires, but I couldn't find them anywhere in Morocco. But there was a motorcycle store in Casablanca who had the Mitas tires, and they were really nice to send them to me in Tisnit. Before we jump into the video and I show you how I do it, I just want to show you the tools that I use to change the tires. Also, see the description if you want a full list of these tools. But let's take them here one by one. First of all, I have the MotionPro combo lever with a 24mm wrench here that fits my rear tire. And on the one side, on the other side, the T-tool, together with this adapter and a top that fits the other side of the axle, which is a 19 top. Then I need a trail stand. This one is from Bartang, and together with it you get a little Velcro strap that is important because you will put it on the front brake to just avoid the bike from rolling anywhere. Then I have the MotionPro BeadPro, which are both bead breakers and also tire levers. They are lightweight, as also the the T-tool and the lever. So it's really cool when you're traveling far, as I am. Then I have this little valve core remover, and I have the valve stem puller, which is just an amazing tool. And then finally I have a lightweight bicycle pump. And that's basically all I need to change the rear tire. And then I just have a little pro tip for you guys who are traveling also long distance, which is you probably keep these small tubes of glue if you have tube tires together with your small patches. And a good idea is to put a date on them when you buy them, because they will dry out after a while. And if you put a date on, you always know which ones are still good, and you can just throw the old ones out. And actually you can also do that at home, because you know it's super annoying to go into your workshop and then you find glue that is just completely dry because it's been lying around forever. So like every 3 months or so I will buy a new one if I get through a town where I can buy it, and then I will just put the date on, and then I might ditch the old one. But enough with the talking, let's jump back to Tisnit in Morocco. And there's a little surprise for you in this video because there is some guest stars in it. So I hope you will enjoy the video. The very first thing I'm gonna do is unlock the front tire with this little piece of Velcro strap that comes together with the trail stand. I'm just gonna take it around like this. So that means now the front wheel is completely blocked here by the strap. Then the next thing will be to remove these cotton wheels protectors, which is aftermarket from R&G, like that. And that now gives me access to the rear axle nut. And I like to kind of put everything in order on my tab here so that I don't lose anything, any spacers or any screws, especially because I'm doing it in the grass. Now I'm gonna just loosen the rear axle slightly before I put the bike up on the trail stand. To do that, I'm gonna use my MotionPro combo lever with the 24 wrench in the end. And on the other side, this MotionPro T lever with the little adapter here and my 19 top. I'm gonna put that on there. And then on this side, I'm gonna just put it on like that, and then I'm gonna step on it with my foot. So this is enough for now. I'm just loosened it a little bit. Then the next thing is to put the bike up on the trail stand to lift everything from the ground. So to lift the bike I use this little trail stand, and I am putting just a little screwdriver here into the hole because I lost the original pin, but this is working pretty well. Then I'm just gonna sit here down on my knees, and then I'm gonna push upwards and away from myself. Enough to put in the trail stand in a position where I feel it's really stable. This feels very stable. And there's a little bit of distance to the ground. The stand is now right there with one of the pins, and then on the other side with the other pin. And it feels quite stable here. So now we have the bike up, which means I can release this knot completely. I'm gonna put that on my tarp as well, together with this one. This can be really difficult to get out. So what I will do is I will just put the lever here on the end to hammer it out as far as I can, like this, and then I will try and see if I can pull it from the other side. Oh my god, that's so tight. I'm not able to do it, so I'm gonna stick in this T-lever. I'm gonna stick that in there. That helped. Aye. It's actually a little bit dry. I should get some grease on this one, but I don't have that. And then I'm gonna put my axle in the little axle holder here on the exhaust. It's perfectly put there. That will keep it away from any dust or dirt, and it will just sit there really nicely. Now I'm just pushing the wheel forward, and then I can slowly slide the chain off like this, and then remove the wheel and grab the spacer here. And the rear brake caliper, I just kind of slide it over there to the side. And while I'm doing this, I will make sure that I'm not touching the rear brake lever, because I don't want to squeeze together the two brake pads here. It's gonna make it harder to get the disc back in. So as I have an extra set of tires now, I'm gonna be using those extra tires as a working area and put my other tire, the tire that I'm working on, I'm gonna put that on top like this. And I have everything away from the ground, and there's no risk of anything being harmed. Hi kitty. Hi kitty. Hi. You want to join me? So before I start removing the old tire, I'm just gonna give everything a bit of a wash down. I always like to do that whenever I work on my bike. It's a good way to just, check out what is the state of everything, and also to avoid getting dust in together with the axle and stuff. This is Sahara Sand, perfect fit with a Metzeler Sahara Enduro tire. I've been really happy with these tires. They've done fantastically. The only kind of surface that I haven't really encountered has been mud. Mud sucks on any kind of tire. But I've been doing quite a bit of sand, lots of gravel, dirt roads, of course a lot of tarmac. Just find that these tires have been really nice. But now it's time to try out the Mitas. I think the entire adventure segment is using the Mitas tires, because there have been some big influencers who have spoken very warmly about the Mitas, and I think they're definitely a good tire, so I'm very excited to try them out. Okay, I'm gonna clean this carefully and avoid getting any dirt in there. My wheel is nice and clean, and so my next step is to remove the valve. You can either, some caps like this one in the other end has a little built-in valve remover. This valve is really tight, so I'm going to be using my little valve remove screwdriver, and you just want to be really careful when you do this because the valve will fly out. So hold on to the valve tool while you do it. And then you can take your valve, put it somewhere safely, and I always recommend that you keep a few extra of these. So next thing is to break the bead. I don't know how tough that's gonna be on the Metzeler. So I'm gonna start off with just try to see if I can do it with my feet. Yes, I got it there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so once you get it, it's usually pretty easy to just use your heel to get it off all the way around. And I'm gonna turn it around and do the same thing on the other side. There we go. You can actually hear it letting go. So there we go. The bead is completely off all the way around. And then I'm gonna start off by working standing. So the trick now is to try to get the sides of the tire as far into the middle of the rim as possible, down here at the bottom, while you're working up on the other side. And that is always easier on the front tire, but yeah, the rear tire is just a different level. So I'm gonna put my heel down there, and then I'm gonna get the lever in and grab the tire. Okay. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this without any lubrication, so I better get the lube out. I mix my dishwashing soap with a little bit of water just to make it a little bit more fluent, and then I basically just use my fingers to put some soap all around, and hopefully it will kind of run in there to help this tire move where I need it to move. I'm just gonna do that on both sides right away. Alright. Messy business. I'm just gonna be really careful that I don't pinch the tube as well. And then I'm gonna put the lever under the brake disc here to hold it. And I'm gonna stand on the tire again with both feet. And there we go. Not too bad to get this one off. And so the trick usually is to just be really patient with this and try to avoid frustration. This is going pretty well. Right, so that's one side. And now I can push in the valve and pull out the tube. There we go. So that's the tube, and I will again push the opposite side down. Now I'm using my knees, and then I will now not be just as careful because there's no tube in there. Oh, the wind is picking up. That's really nice because it is pretty warm. I think it's maybe 27 degrees or something like that, and normally I would of course be working in the shade, but I think it's just making things a little bit easier for me to do it in the sun, because it's making the tires softer. So now the wheel or the rim is just kind of falling in all the way in the wheel, and then I should be able to just pull it up like this. Old tire, thank you very much. You were definitely part of a huge adventure. And then we have the new sets of tires. Alright guys, so I'm ready to put on the new tire, and this is gonna be interesting because it's just stiff as a piece of wood. So Jesus Christ, this is gonna be a tough one. So I'm definitely gonna need some lubrication to get this tire on. Let's see how this is gonna work. Okay, I better check the tire direction before I do anything. So as the tire is turning this way, or the wheel is turning this way, I want the tire to turn the same way. There's an arrow on each tire. See it right there. And so I need to change the tire. So this one is gonna go this way. No, that's actually correct. This is the correct way. Would be good. Too good to be true. So I'm gonna be working on this standing up like this in order to get this side of the tire as far in to the middle as possible. Let's see. So cool. It could just freaking pop in there. But that's asking for a lot. So I'm gonna stand on the rim with my foot here, and then I'm gonna put the lever in here. But it's not easy, I can tell you that. I might even want to go smaller steps. This is crazy. Yes, but it's getting there. This is pretty insane. Okay, okay. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, what a bitch. It freaking popped on. Ha! The way to go. Oh my goodness, that was so difficult. Oh, that's so unfair. Oh my god.
Go Henriette, you can do it.
Yay! But then when you think about it, it actually didn't take that long.
No.
You know, so it, you know, was it hard? Well, maybe actually not.
No, but
So.
the hardest part is still to come. You know that,
so
right?
True. That's so true. Oh my god, we want to help you. Thank you for your support. Like, just don't tell me I put it on in the wrong direction, okay?
No, I just wanted to say you checked it, right?
I checked it,
Of
yes.
course you did.
So let's see here. So the wheel is on like this,
Uh-huh.
and the direction is there.
Yeah, perfect.
So it's like this, right?
Yeah.
Unless you go backward.
Looks really good, this tire. Really beefy. Look at the pattern. It's really
Absolutely beautiful.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said you might have wanted a little bit more aggressive, but I think this is
Yeah.
perfect
Pretty good.
for
Yeah, it's very good. Right. Okay. Here we go. Oh, we're actually still filming.
Oh, really?
That's hilarious. Right, guys. So I managed to put it on one side. It seemed impossible there for a little while, but then it just popped in. So now I'm gonna put in the tube, and I'm gonna pop in this little incredible tool called a valve puller, or a valve stem puller, and I'm gonna push this end of it into the rim. You might have to just lift in the sprockets here, not the sprockets but these ones, in order to get it in there, simply because the other side of the tire will be in the way. So you push all the string in there like this, and then you get your fingers in there, you find the little string, and you pull this one out. And then you get your tube, and then you screw on this valve puller into your valve stem, and then you can start putting in your tube in the tire. This tire is so thick compared to the Metzeler. Definitely not too easy to get this tube in here. Maybe also because I still have a little bit of air in there. I had a bit of air in there, I just let it out, and that helped quite a bit. Okay, so I have the valve now lined up just above the valve hole, and then I'm gonna push it in there, and I'm gonna slowly pull this string, and then hopefully I should be able to get the valve stem out of the valve hole without killing my knuckles completely on these fat tires. Here we go. So you see the valve there now is looking out a little bit, and I want to pull, but I don't want to pull too hard because I don't want to destroy my tool. So I was able to pull out the valve, and then I'm gonna remove this one, and I'm gonna pump a little bit of air in the tube in order to make it sit more natural in there, and also to avoid pinching it when I start putting in this side of the tire. Now I just want to give it some lubrication before I start the process of putting this baby on. Now I am working on the old tire. I have that here underneath, which also brings everything up a little bit, which is quite nice. A little bit of soap. Just keep a wet cloth around because it's pretty yucky with all this soap. So I think the thing now is to do this standing. I'm gonna do that. And I'm gonna press the bottom down as far as possible so that the other side of the tire gets really far into the middle of the rim, which leaves me more space on the top here to work with. Let's see how that goes. And now I just really don't want to pinch my tube, so I'm gonna be very careful and just take really small steps at the time. So my technique is I use my left arm to hold the levers, and then I do the work with my right hand like this, and then I can hold the next lever with my fingers. I can pull the middle lever out, and I really don't want to pinch that tube. Just taking about 5 centimeters at a time. I'm gonna put the tire down now. Okay, this is going really well now. So I'm holding this lever with my knee, and then I'm working on this side. And I just want to show you one thing. So it can be really, I know I lost the one over here. It can be really difficult to slide in the levers. So you slide it in over there, and then I will push it to the left in order to minimize the amount of centimeters that I am putting in. And then I will be looking for the tube just to try to avoid any tube pinching. I will put it in there, and then I will slide it to the left as far as I can. Now we're slowly getting to a point where this is really tight, and that is because this part over on the other side here is completely out. So the trick now is to step on this side of the tire, allowing these sides to crawl into the middle of the rim. And of course this is harder when you have a thick tire like this one. There's simply less space in there for the thickness of these sides of the tires. So that's why it is going to be a bigger struggle to put in such a stiff tire. And just see, I'm standing on it with all my weight, and it almost doesn't give anything. It's so just gonna dig in there, small steps, patience, maybe a bit more lubrication. Right, that was a few centimeters more. I'm so afraid that I'm pinching the tube. There we go. It's fine. Now the tire is very tight, so I'm gonna bring out just a little bit more lube, and I'm gonna put that here on the opposite side and all the way up along the sides, just to allow the opposite side to slide further into the rim if there is any space at all. I'm not so sure about that. So now I feel it's pretty much like a patience game. That fucking hell. Wow. Okay, that was too much. I really got impatient there, and I just took a too big a piece. That's just not gonna work. Okay, this is not an easy motherfucker, that's for sure. It feels almost like it would be impossible, but then you know it is possible. Fuck. But I think it's totally allowed to swear in this situation. Okay, 3 more centimeters. That's pretty good. Whew. Usually I say it's not about force, but there's a little bit of force involved in this one, that's for sure. Wow, it's so tight. If you look here, it is just so tight, and over here it's pretty far in, but I think I'll have to get a little bit more lubrication for this part over here, and I'll have to step on this part again. So I went and got a little bit more lubrication. Fortunately, I was prepared for this, and I had bought some dishwashing soap for the situation. Okay, so I'm just gonna rub that in everywhere. Here. I'm gonna go back up, stand on the tire. Not that it really matters, because I don't see it moving at all when I stand on it. Such an insane tire. Okay, let's see if we can move this baby just a little bit. Fucking hell. Yes. Go, baby, go. Oh, it's not much left now. Come on, baby. So close. Please don't pinch my tube. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Ah, so close. Come on, last piece. You can do it. There's just this little tiny piece left, but it just doesn't want to go. Come on. Yes. Come on. You can do it, Tire. I hope I'm never gonna have a flat with this freaking tire. Look at this. It's just this tiny little piece stuck there. It doesn't want to move. This is insane. Okay. There you go. So that's why a bit of body weight never harmed anyone. Oh my god. So guys, I got this motherfucker on. It was not easy. It was easier than the Michelin trackers. I really struggled putting them on. Now it's just pumping away. Step is to pop the bead or make the bead seated out here on the edge of the rim. You want to be able to see this line all the way around really clearly. And as you see here, it disappears in behind the rim. So that all has to come out. And that usually means that you need to pump it up to maybe 4 bar or something. It could be more with this tire. And then let the air out down to the correct tire pressure afterwards. And you want to make sure that this happens on both sides. Normally I would have to pump it here with my bicycle pump. But guys, I am so lucky because I have company by these 2 awesome adventure riders.
Good afternoon.
Meet Jessica, meet Martin.
Hello.
You may know them as Winding Wheels, and
It's been pretty hard again to watch her struggling.
We were sitting here with itchy hands wanting to help, but
they wanted to help me.
Henrietta insisted to do it herself.
Yes.
Now we know where the name For the Love of Wheels come from.
Such a good point. And I was really lucky because Jessica and Morten said that I could use their pump. Yeah.
Done.
So that's awesome. It's over there?
Yeah, it's
The
over
pump?
there.
Oh, great. That makes my life so much easier. Look at this. So Martin and Jessica has this great compressor. So how is that thing working?
Well, it's a small compressor, and we removed the plastic housing, so it packs really small.
Right.
And you have to be careful because there's all turning parts everywhere.
All right.
So you have to hang it on this one.
Ah, smart.
And then put it on your battery.
Right.
And then run your engine because it will drown your battery.
Ah, okay.
And then you just.
Okay, smart. And you can both connect it to your battery, and you can put it on your
you can
cigarette lighter.
Put it directly on the battery with these ones.
Yeah.
And that's the safest option.
Okay.
This is easier.
Yeah.
You can plug it, but then you have to be sure that there's not a fuse of 2 or 5 amperes, because then you'll blow it.
You'll blow your fuse. Okay. I'll give that the chance. I'm gonna try with this one here. So let's put that one in, and then we gotta put it in neutral. We'll just pull the tire over here. And now I'm excited to see if we hear the sound, because when I pump with the bicycle pump, I never hear the bead popping.
Ah, yeah.
But since this is way faster, we might hear it.
Yeah, but this is not really fast as well, but yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah. Let's see if the fuse can hold it. So here is a on and off button. You just push it, and there it goes. And there goes the axle because of the vibration.
Yeah, you can put it here.
The Mitas is so stiff you can hardly feel if there is any air coming inside of it. It's really impressive. Henriette did it all by her own.
Oh, you can really see it coming out here.
Yeah, here you don't see it yet.
Yeah. Usually you will start seeing bubbles coming out like here. Yeah, you see clearly here now that it's out all the way. And now we're just missing the part from here to here.
It's really unbelievable how stiff it is.
Crazy.
It's still not coming.
Crazy. Oh, there it went.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, now it popped all the way. So we're just gonna turn the wheel around and see if it's popped on both sides. Okay, so let's see here. It's out.
Look
it's
how
out.
clean it
it's
is.
Out. Yes. You said that you like to let out the air again after you pump it, and then fill it up one more time.
Yeah. What we just did, we brought the tire to an inflation of maybe 2 bars, and after that we deflated it completely again to give the tube the freedom of movement around in the tire and the rim, and then we inflated again to the right amount of bars. I don't know what it is for this tire.
1.9.
And
so
did you already manage to get this one in Morocco, Henriette?
No. No, I've been looking for one like that for a long time, but nope.
Let's see what it says. 2.3. Oh no, 1.6.
Okay, then we can pump a little bit more up to 1.9. So much easier with a pump, oh my god. What does it say?
2.5.
Okay, very good. Yes, I need one of those tire pressure gauges.
2.1.
I left Europe without one, and I haven't been able to find one in Morocco.
2.0. 1.8.
That's beautiful. Thank you very much. That was the hardest part. Then comes putting the wheel back on the bike. And I was really fortunate that Martin also happened to have a bit of grease, because my rear axle here is really dry and there's a little bit of dirt on it there. So I'm just gonna clean it and then give it some grease before I put it back in. It's really windy now. It's like this every afternoon. So I wanna take the rear brake, and then this groove here fits into a stud here on the other side. So I'm just gonna put that on that stud, and like that. The brake can move forth and back depending on how tight your chain is. So it's supposed to be movable like that. So then I'm gonna slide the brake disc in here between the brake pads, and then the next thing I want to do is I want to put on the chain on the other side. I find one thing that it's very normal to swear a lot during this process. Struggling like this. I don't get it. Still don't have the chain all the way in place. There we go. There we go. So now the chain is in, and I hope that I'm going to be able to get the spaces in. There's the right spacer. So I think I have to take the chain off again in order to get the spacer on. So I'm gonna pull that out a little bit, get the freaking stupid spacer in there, check it on the other side because it's popping out. Okay, so now both spacers are in place. And I'm going to try with the chain again. Right. That's it. Yes. Very good. Okay, so that was a learning for me, that I cannot put the spacer in after I put the chain on. So now we just need the axle and these spacers here. See how that's gonna go. Okay. Okay, pretty good. There we go. And I can put on my axle nut here. And I'm just going to push the wheel forward. As I actually never touched the chain adjusters, I just left them as they were. I'm just going to push the wheel forward into them. And then I'm gonna tighten it a little bit. I don't need to put this on the other side, it's just turning as it is right now. Before I tighten it too much, I'm gonna show you a little trick. I'm gonna take a cloth and I'm gonna put that cloth under the chain. And then I'm going to pull the wheel back. Just be careful when you do it. Remember that you're still working on the trail stand. What this does is it lines up the wheel completely and it pulls the wheel forward towards the chain adjusters. So do like that and then tighten. And for now I'm just going to tighten a little bit. And then I'm gonna push it off the trail stand and then tighten it completely with my foot. Like that. And then the final thing, back these cotton wheels or protectors or whatever you want to call them. So that was almost the last thing. I need to do 2 more things before I'm done. First thing is to roll the wheel a little bit forward, because now the wheel is actually on the ground again, so I wouldn't be able to turn the wheel. Roll it forward, remove this cloth. And the last thing that you absolutely have to do, you simply cannot forget this, is to pump your rear brake. Otherwise you won't have any brake once you get out there on the road. So I never adjusted the chain adjusters, so I just put the tire back on and left them where they were. But obviously you still have to control that they are completely equal on both sides, and also control just to be sure that the chain has the correct slack. Right, that was me changing my rear tire from the Metzeler Sahara Enduro to the Mitas EO7 Plus. It was a little bit difficult, I have to say, and I was so happy that I could borrow the pump from Jessica and Morten. Looks pretty beefy, I think. Now it's just cleaning up, making sure that I don't leave any tools behind. So thanks for watching. This is how I will change a tire while traveling, which is always a little bit more difficult than if you can do it in the comfort of your home garage with a nice stand and everything. But it's doable. It always takes a little bit of time and a bit of patience. But even with a difficult tire like the Mitas, it can be done. So thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.